future. All right, time for our panel, folks. Corey Day with The Root is here. Also, Askia Muhammad, news director with WPFW Pacifica Radio here in the nation's capital. And also from Project 21, Bob Parks. All of you, thanks a bunch. All right, folks. So President Barack Obama gives an interview to the New Yorker where he talks about there are people who, frankly, have been against him because he's black, but also says there are folks who have supported him because he's black and he can't do any wrong. So on MLK Day, Sarah Palin decides to open her mouth or starts typing on her Facebook page, and she uses a photo from Dr. King's speech, the content of character, if you will, that line from the I Have a Dream speech at the March in Washington for Jobs and Freedom, and saying, Mr. President, please, why don't you follow this and stop playing the race card? You know, it's very interesting to me that one is as if she can't read, because in the interview, he clearly didn't say only people are against me because I'm black, but he also said there are folks who also support me because of that. Well, you know, what do you make of Sarah Palin opening her mouth again on this area?
Anyone who thinks they can see Alaska from their backyard.
I mean, Russia from their backyard.
You know, Russia, I mean, she can't even see Alaska half the time. But, you know, she's not speaking to an audience that relies on fact-based analysis, especially where Obama is concerned. She is there to foment a fear among conservative white voters that our nation is being taken away from them by people of color. So this fits in with it.
So what amazes me is, for Sarah Palin, that's the best you can do on MLK Day. That's the best.
The best.
Gotcha. Okay.
Stop playing the race card. Well, it's so obvious that a contradiction in terms all the way around. And for Sarah Palin, who is no stranger to contradictions and really seems to embrace them, being as she is a grizzly.
Mama
Grizzly and so forth and so on, a cheerleader Mama Grizzly at that. It just defies any logic. But then, who's ever held her to account for being intelligent or smart?
Bob, is this all about her getting some attention? Because she throws this out there, and it's not like she really wants to have a real discussion about race. And also, it's really, she ignores half what the president says, because it wasn't like he was slapping down folks who are only against him because of race. And the fact of the matter is, it's true. There are people who don't support the president because he's black.
Well, that's a pretty small percentage. I mean, but and first off, Sarah Palin never said the whole thing about seeing Russia from her back. That was Tina Fey. But also, and that's a small point.
So but Tina Fey made it up?
It was a Saturday Night Live skit.
Right, based on what Palin actually said. She didn't make that up by herself.
Well, you can go back and check. But look, Barack Obama.
President Barack Obama.
President Barack Obama. These things that he said in that article are things that have been repeated repeatedly by people like Chris Matthews, Ed Schultz, a lot of liberal activists who, from day one, have put the idea out that Barack Obama has been hated and not supported by a segment of this population, even though he has gotten more votes in 2 federal elections than any black man in history.
Okay, but here's the deal, though.
So,
Bob, him getting votes still does not deny the reality that there are people who have that viewpoint. He did not say a lot. He did not say a sizable amount. He simply said there are people, just like and he owned up to it. There are people who also, he said, support me because I'm black.
But look at the timing of him saying this. His low approval numbers now, which is a direct result of this healthcare situation where people who are minding their own business. The big difference between this healthcare issue and all the other issues that happen here in Washington, D.C. is that when Congress passes a bill, we barely feel it. Everybody is feeling it in the wallet now. And that is directly affecting his poll numbers, which prompted this statement.
Hold on, Bob. His statement was not made in a news conference.
No.
His statement was not volunteered. If you're the president of the United States and you're having an interview and somebody asks you the question, you answer it. I would venture to say at the interview was, first of all, it was time to come out on the day before MLK Day. And so what is he supposed to do? Say, I'm not going to answer the question? So it's not like he decided to say, okay, I'm just going to throw it out there. It was in response to a question from a journalist.
Right, and so Barack Obama, President Barack Obama, did you always refer to President George Bush, or did you ever just say Bush?
Here's the deal. You're dealing with the wrong one here, because I did. I have respect for the office of president, and it's just like during the campaign, I always said Senator Hillary Clinton, and if I didn't, I caught myself. So yes, I always have respect for the office of president on this show. So it'll be President Obama, and when he's gone, it'll be the next president. But go right ahead with your comment.
Okay, the president. I think first of all, any politician uses the term or the phrase "no comment." That happens all the time, and he could have waited, because.
But why? Bob, why? If the question comes up, why not answer it? I mean, here's the deal.
Because
had he said no comment,
yes,
that would have led to a whole different discussion. Oh, the president, why won't he answer the question? Why is he avoiding the race? Why avoiding the question? You can respond to that when we come back. I got to pay a couple of bills, folks. We come back. We'll pick up on our panel here, and we'll